recognized 6 magnificent careers. Each has a story of building a career in an industry and striving in the midst of change. I turn to a quote from someone in politics. Oh, I hate to talk about politics. From the state of Connecticut, Pauline Keyser, who said, "Continuity gives us roots, change gives us branches, letting us stretch and grow to reach new heights." These 6 award honorees tonight have most certainly helped our industry to spread its branches. We're going to hear their stories this evening, and their branches have inspired us to grow. You will meet them all, but I would just like to say a personal congratulations to Lou, Chris, John, Rebecca, Samir, and Betty. You can do a little round of applause for them.
I had the distinct honor tonight of introducing the Luminaire Awards. The Luminaire Awards are equivalent to the Academy Awards, like Diane said earlier, for career achievement in the graphic arts industry. The Luminaire Award recognizes professionals who are committed to advancing the graphic art industry and committed to mentoring our next generation of professionals. The 4 honorees here tonight are to receive an award in the shape of a burning flame. The flame symbolizes commitment and inspiration for our industry. All 4 honorees tonight have these special qualities. The very first Luminaire Awards event began in 1988. Over the past 30 years, 259 professionals have received the award. The honorees are selected by the Franklin Luminaire Awards Committee. This year, as Diane mentioned earlier, our 19-member committee deliberated and then voted to select tonight's honorees. Each honoree must be selected by unanimous committee decision and also must represent a different segment of our industry. Tonight, we add 4 honorees to the Luminaire's roll and celebrate their individual and industry achievements.
Good evening. My name is Bo Sachs. As unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I'll do the best I can. So, I'm here to talk about Samir, not me. There is no friendship more powerful than one based on earned respect. As some of you know, and maybe most of you, Samir and I spent a decade publicly debating the future of our industry. I can tell you from personal experience that there has never been a more devoted, knowledgeable, stubborn proponent for the promotion of print than Samir Husni. His love of print developed from his first Superman comic book he received at age 8 in Lebanon. Did you know that his passion for print grew to the point where he was publishing a daily paper from his bedroom in Lebanon? From that humble beginning, he developed into a world-renowned teacher, tutor, consultant, ambassador to print around the globe. He actually created the concept of a Ph.D. magazine journalism, because of course it didn't exist before Samir. Next step was turning his magazine research into a book, which turned into many books, which are still published to this day. There are many awards in our industry, and yet it is unfortunate that we have only the infrastructure and ability to recognize a fraction of the many hardworking professionals who make what happens in our industry actually happen. But when we do get the exposure and the appreciation of a job well done, it is usually for meritorious service demanding peer acknowledgement. The Franklin Luminaire Award recognizes exceptional professionals for their positive contribution and service within the media and visual communications. Over the last 60 years, many have earned and rightly deserved this prestigious award. Today, Samir gets to join the ranks of past giants, in whose eyes he will be welcomed as the prince of print and a titan among his peers. Bravo to Samir and a job well done. Let's not forget that this evangelist for print media comprehends the broad interplay of print and digital media And better yet, he is exporting this knowledge not only to his peers, but to the next generation of media specialists, his journalism students. Samir has a lifetime of extraordinary and meritorious service to our industry, and he indeed is, and always has been, Mr. Magazine.
Thank you, Bo. I'm humbled and honored. It's rare to find me speechless, so thank God they only gave me 3 minutes. Bo mentioned about my humble beginning in Tripoli, Lebanon. So none of you will be fooled that they think the University of Mississippi, and this is the Southern accent. that accent comes from faraway land called Lebanon. I bought my first edition of Superman magazine at a very young age, and as I was crossing the street, I fell in love with the smell of ink and paper. I felt like that ink have, through some kind of osmosis, like transferred into my body, and all what I could think and do was creating my little own magazines, using whatever vehicle I have, whether it's a crayon, a candle to rub on the paper, so I can rub the wax paper back on an old newspaper so I can have pictures in my magazine. We did not have PageMaker, we did not have computers, we did not have InDesign. It was all handmade. I would borrow my grandfather's transistor, the iPod of the 50s and 60s, and listen to the news all day long, and then create my own newspaper, and sit down at the end of the day and read it. I was the editor, the publisher, the designer. And since then, I created that concept of the audience of one, that I carried it through my own career. I started collecting every single first edition that came to Lebanon, every new magazine, because I found out there's no way I'd have enough money to buy every magazine ever being published. My collection became a hobby that ended up being my education. My parents wanted me to be a dentist. This journalism business is not for anybody who's intellectual or anybody who's going to be dealing with fake news and other stuff. So I went to a scientific high school, a scientific education. And in Lebanon, based on your religion, depends on which school you go to. I'm a fourth generation Presbyterian, the minority of minorities in Lebanon. So I went to an American school and studied, of course, English and Arabic. The youth minister at my church, when I was graduating from high school, came to me and said, Samir, I'm not asking you to disobey your parents and don't go to dental school, but I'm telling you, you will be disobeying God if you select any other profession than journalism and magazines. I've watched you. You created a magazine for the Sunday school. You created a magazine for the Boy Scouts. You created a magazine for your school. That's the only thing you know what to do. Go tell your parents you want to go to journalism school. I was terrified. I went to my parents and said, Dad, Mom, you know what? I want to go to journalism school. And they said, okay. Okay, this is it? Fine. You've sent me through those 4 years of torture, studying biology and chemistry and calculus and everything else, and now it's okay. I took that hobby, that became my education, that became my profession. And in 1978, my wife and I came to the United States, thinking we are escaping from the Lebanese civil war, and we argued among each other and said, which war is going to last 5 years? 41 years later, we're still in these United States of America. We're proud Americans. We became citizens of this country. And I took my hobby and made it my profession. I still continue to collect first editions. I have more than 30,000 first editions of magazines, housed in 6 different warehouses. I pay for the rent of the warehouses more than I pay for the mortgage on my house. When I was offered the job in 1984 to start this new magazine program at the University of Mississippi that was funded by the Meredith Corporation, I jumped it. The University of Mississippi took a chance on me. They had no earthly idea about this kid from Lebanon who just graduated with a Ph.D. from the University of Missouri. And I guess their gamble paid. Now we have the Magazine Innovation Center at the University of Mississippi. I stepped down as chair of the department in 2009 because I felt that everybody thinks digital is going to be our future, and they thought I was the oddball. I'm so in love with print, starting a Magazine Innovation Center to amplify the future of print in a digital age. Everything I lost it. What was the last article you read last week? Print is the new media. So long live print. Thank you. Now I have to go back to my written speech here. So thank you for believing in me, the award committee, the Printing Industries Alliance, the Idealliance, my friends, the publishers, printers, paper companies, marketing, advertising, who also believed in me. And last but not least, I want to thank the University of Mississippi for taking a chance on me when they hired me back in 1984. And I would like definitely to thank my family, including my wife, Marie, who still continue to take a chance on me after 41 years of marriage. My Mr. Magazine Jr., my grandson, all my 3 kids, my 5 grandkids, and everybody who still believes that there's a future for ink on paper. Long live print. Thank you very much.